was losing the fight badly. He just kept on, as Andre, you were saying, it's a bit predictable, but at least he stayed consistent, and he catches him jumping in.
No, he is who he is, and I think whatever criticism we gave him was warranted because you're not always going to get bailed out by your power. And in some cases, the power is a gift and a curse. He's got to go back to the drawing board. He's got to fix it.
You know, I never thought that Jezreel Corrales was very good. I remember doing a lot of research on him, watching past fights before he fought Robinson Castellanos. Remember, Robinson Castellanos was a journeyman who had got that win over Yurkis Gamboa earlier this year. And a lot of people felt that Corrales should have been fighting Castellanos again in a rematch, but he's supposed to be fighting somebody else. Here, watch the replay. Look how he tried to put him in a Kurt ankle lock. Watch how he just grabs his leg and just like holds on for dear life. You got to see the other angle. You got to see it from the other angle. Here, I'll pull it up. Oh, there we are. You know, he just seems, you know, my personal opinion, he just seems a little undisciplined, you know? Anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. And this was a good fight. At one point in time, Max Kellerman was talking about how this fight wasn't an HBO main event caliber fight. And they are right to an extent, especially when you look at the fact that Jezreel Corrales lost his belt on the scales. You know, what was he, about 3 pounds over, and he didn't even try to lose the weight? Very, very unprofessional. And it's like, usually when things like that happen, I'm talking about the weight situation, it usually never goes the fighter's way who had the issues with the weight. In this case, Jezreel Corrales. So now where does he go from here? I remember when Golden Boy signed him up, he was like a hot, you know, prospect. So if you look at the 130-pound division, you know, you got Miguel Burcho, who's going to be taking on Orlando Salido. You got now, you know, Machado, or Alberto Machado, or Machado, I forgot how to pronounce it. Alberto Machado, who's now the WBA champion, the only WBA champion at 130 pounds, by the way. The IBF is vacant because Tevin Farmer is going to be taking on, I forgot the guy's name, for that, is it Kenichi Ogawa? Or is it somebody else? For that IBF title that Gervonta Tank Davis lost. And then you have Vasil Lomachenko, who's the WBO. Many feel that the winner of this, especially if it was Machado, was going to be heavily looked at by a guy by the name of Tank Davis because of political reasons, you know. And looking at it, look, you know, 311, 306 to Machado as far as throwing punches, meaning Corrales threw more punches. But he landed so many more. And he was hitting Machado with some hard punches. And it looks like the fight would have probably been over early. But one thing that carried Machado through the fight was his power. So looking at the promotional situation, WBC champion Miguel Burcho. He's taking on Orlando Salido. That fight's almost official. You have the IBF, which is vacant because Gervonta Davis, you know, lost his belt on the scales. You have Tevin Farmer fighting for that. You have Vasil Lomachenko. So therefore, you know, Gervonta Davis. Let's listen to this.
He seemed to have it going his way. How did you change it at the end?
I received the intrusion with Freddy and all my team. I just beginning to work in the jab. This is all. The 8 and 9 round. I beginning to work in the jab. That is all. I want a rematch. I want another one.
Okay, we're doing this now. So Freddy's instruction was to work the jab in the corner.
Sí, Freddy me dijo que comenzar a usar el jab constantemente doble. y que las manos con poder iban a llegar, y así mismo fue, las manos con poder llegaron en el momento, y pues me pude convertir en campeón del mundo para todo el pueblo de Puerto Rico y mi familia.
Yes, Freddie told me to double up the jab, that the opportunity was going to come, that the hands were going to get in, and that's what happened. And I won the world title for my family and for Puerto Rico.
He seemed to be hurting you by pot-shotting, jumping in with big overhand lefts. And at one point you had success catching him on the way in, and that's ultimately what ended the fight. Were you trying to time him on the way in with your power shots?
Sí, nos preparamos fuerte. Sabíamos que Jezreel era un peleador incómodo, que iba a venir con esos golpes así en forma de curva. Pero nada, hicimos los ajustes, sabíamos que él tenía una ventaja en peso. Decidimos afrontar el riesgo y hoy estamos aquí, somos campeón del mundo.
Yes, Jezreel, we know that he was going to come in with those looping shots and those crazy shots. But you know, we also took the gamble because he was coming in with a weight advantage. But we took the gamble and we were world champion now.
How badly were you hurt? It's a big deal to get up off the deck, to come back after you've been hurt against an experienced fighter and win a belt. How badly did he have you hurt?
Mira, me llegó en varias ocasiones con buenos golpes, pero yo soy un guerrero. Estoy aquí para representar a mi familia, a Puerto Rico, y no iba a dejar pasar esta oportunidad para ganar este campeonato.
You know, he hurt me a few times, he caught me a few times, but you know, I'm a warrior, I'm from Puerto Rico, and I'm not going to let this opportunity by for my family and for Puerto Rico.
Obviously, with everything that's happened in Puerto Rico, this fight must have added significance for you. Can you talk about that for a second?
Mira, esta pelea significa para mí que en Puerto Rico todavía hay esperanza y que nos podemos levantar de esta situación tan difícil la cual estamos viviendo. Y gracias a todos los países hermanos por no olvidarse de nosotros, que nos están aportando al favor de nosotros. Y nada, vamos arriba, Puerto Rico, que sí se puede, vamos arriba.
Puerto Rico still has hope. Puerto Rico can still get up from this. And I want to thank all the countries that have helped Puerto Rico to stand up. And we still have hope. Let's go, Puerto Rico. Let's get up.
Get off the deck as you did, in other words. What's next?
Lo próximo, tuve unos pasados 4 meses fuertes, 2 campamentos corridos en Los Ángeles. Ahora disfrutar de la Navidad con mi familia y hacer lo que siempre he venido haciendo. Yo soy un peleador, estoy aquí para pelear con el que sea. Mi compañía, promociones Miguel, Cotto, Golden Boy Promotion, HBO Boxing, gracias por la oportunidad. Y aquí voy a estar para enfrentar el mejor peleador posible.
You know, we had two tough camps in Los Angeles, and obviously it took some time away from the family, but I'm here for whatever they bring, for Miguel Cotto Promotions, whatever they want, for Golden Boy, for HBO, any opportunity, I'll face anyone.
Congratulations on a tremendous come from behind, get up off the canvas, knockout win. Jim?
All right.
Oh, they didn't talk to Jezreel, huh? You know? I mean, you know, he said he wanted the rematch, but it's like you didn't give Robertson Castellanos the rematch. And like I said, now I'm wondering where he's going to go because of the political landscape. Miguel Burchup, he's fighting on HBO. He's a WBC champion. He's fighting Orlando Salido. You got Tevin Former, who's fighting for that IBF title that Gervonta Tank Davis lost on the scales. So you're wondering, you know, well, Tevin Former's already talking like he's not going to give Gervonta Davis a fight. And he was even offered the fight but turned it down. You have Vasil Lomachenko, who is the property of ESPN. So you're wondering, you know, is Tank Davis and Mayweather going to look at that WBA like, yo, let's target dude, you can probably beat him. But does he want to deal with that power? Only time will tell. Gervonta Davis has some legal issues. I'm sure people are looking at Alberto Machado as the weakest of the 130-pound champions, and I'm sure that you're going to probably have some fighters targeting him for a unification. So, for example, if Jezreel Corrales would have won, he would have probably won on a fight the winner of Miguel Burchup versus Orlando Salido. You know, and we don't know how Tevin Former fits into this. But anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All the links to my social media are right down below in the description box. And truth be told, like I said, I never really thought he was that good, man. You know, me and Jezreel Corrales. TstreeT Controversy, TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.